We start this what if off with Deku at home in front of his computer, crying, thinking that his goal of becoming a hero will never happen. That's when he starts cursing the world. We flash back to Deku in a doctor's office, where he's told that he was born quirkless and that he'll never be able to become a hero. When the doctor looks at Deku notices something in his eyes, but he doesn't know what it is at this moment. He's just overcome with unbelievable sadness and anger at the world. And when he asks his mom if he can still become a hero, and when he falls silent, that's when Deku, his heart breaks. That even his mother, the person who loves him most, doesn't believe in him. But while Deku's inside that chair, he realizes that he doesn't blame her. He blames this society that he's deemed worthless just because he was born without a quirk, and that he's somehow less than others. That's when Deku resolves himself that he's going to prove his worth and not stand against, but prove his worth and stand on top of all of the others born with a quirk. But the thing is, at this moment, Deku's mind unlocks, and a rush starts going through Deku's brain. It's like his thoughts are moving a mile a minute. They're so quick, and he's perceiving everything around him at incredible rates that he shouldn't be able to do. It turns out Deku does have a quirk, but he's a rare case. Although he does have a quirk, he doesn't have the mutation. That's when Deku, inside that chair for around 10 minutes crying, thinking to himself, that's when he comes with the conclusion that for the moment he'll play quirkless until it's his moment to move. In that 10 minutes, you think that's a quick decision? No. With Deku's accelerated thoughts and the depth of his thoughts, that 10 minutes was more like 10 hours, just because of how fast his brain was moving, creating a plan intricate in design. After this, Deku asks his mom for some engineering books and some for programming as well. He plays this off as because he tries to act optimistic to hide his true intentions. Because with intelligence comes malevolence. If you heard that saying, which I think some of you haven't. Anyway, I'm gonna make it so Deku isn't necessarily evil, but he's not super good and naive. Either. Anyway, he gets these books under the guise that he'll try and learn a skill because he's born quirkless, and he gives the illusion that he accepts this. It's during this time that Deku begins to memorize the book and the concepts within the book and attempt to utilize them. After reading through the first book, he asked for another and another until he had 3 volumes of each book, helping with his engineering thought as well as computer thoughts or such. And that's when Deku realizes before he does anything, he's going to need money to make him the best hero. Well, he's going to need money to develop the things that he needs to if he wants to become the best hero. So anyway, that's when Deku goes on his computer. This child, and this doesn't take more than a few months, around 3 months, Deku's already memorized these books because he has a photographic memory and understood these concepts and actually expanded on them. After this, he heads on his computer and he decides to go on the dark web. Well, My Hero's version of the dark web, an underworld website. And you can infer that they have this because Overhaul is a member of the underworld. So he goes on the underworld website and starts hemorrhaging money from these illegal shops and everything, making sure not to get caught, writing code to protect him, to protect his identity, and them not knowing where it comes from. And that's when he thinks to himself that 300,000 is enough for the training steps for the moment. And this is when Deku, a child, hires a middleman to rent a storage unit, paying him off a few $100. And then Deku gives him the money to pay the storage for 2 years. And Deku starts having equipment delivered to the storage. And that's when he starts to begin his work. When his mother asks where he's going, he just says that he's going to hang out with the other kids or such. But he spends most of his time here developing weapons and things that'll help him become a great hero. He spends most of his time inside his warehouse tweaking at everything. And the time he doesn't spend at the warehouse, he spends at home reading books on quantum physics and various types of sciences to grow his knowledge that he knows that he'll need. Let's fast forward to around 2 years before Deku meets All Might. Deku's research is coming by very quickly, coming across very quickly. He's already blown through most of his money, and during the time between this time skip, he's taking even more money, $1 million this time, because he knows that he'll need it. And he spends his time developing a suit. I'm going to get inside the details of the suit on the next part. I'm going to tell you. The only reason I'm telling this to you now is to tell you that he's already had this suit. completed for 2 years. And that he's just been adding equipment and weapons. Anyway, we move forward to the present day, where Deku goes into the little crevice / alley thing where he meets the sludge villain. When the sludge villain tries to grab Deku, his watch beeps, electrocuting the sludge villain, making him unable to hold his form. This is when All Might comes and captures the sludge villain. Instead of grabbing onto All Might's legs this time, he doesn't. All Might actually just thanks Deku and tells him that he can be a hero, even without a quirk. Well, no, that he can't be a hero without a quirk. I got him mixed up. Sorry about that. And this just reaffirms Deku's resolve that even the greatest hero doesn't think of him as someone who can be someone that can be great and stand above his status as quirkless, even though he does have a quirk. But he knows that he has a quirk, but the way he was treated when the doctor said that he didn't have the mutation for a quirk, the doctor looked at Deku with pity and disgust in his eyes. And he saw even his own mother reject his dreams. And this makes Deku punch the wall. Not making him sad, making him angry. And he continues with his walk to his lab. Bakugo doesn't happen because All Might doesn't drop the sludge villain. Anyway, that's when Deku locks himself up in his lab, preparing for the UA entrance exams. That's the end of this part. I was gonna drop the Hunter x Hunter what if today, but it got corrupted. So, sorry about that, guys. I won't let you down again.